Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. It's midweek, we've made it. It's Wednesday evening, and this evening we are talking, where do we go from here? And the reason I'm talking about that says I'm just finding something to lean on. I read an article today and they were talking about the AA, the Automobile Association, as in your breakdown recovery service here in the UK, are suggesting that there be laws introduced to stop younger drivers when they pass their test. If they're under 25, they're not allowed to take their pals out for the first 6 months or whatever, something like that. I don't know. And this person who wrote the article is like, why are we keeping our children for longer? If you think back to the 20th century, so even 70s, 80s, people at 20, 25, they'd left school, they were working, they'd been driving, they were moving forward with their life. Now, obviously, that has changed a lot because trying to find somewhere to live, if you want to live independently from your parents, is exceedingly difficult. Also, marriage is not as commonplace as it was. Whether because people want to be independent, whether because they don't think about a paper makes that big a difference. But I know that certainly there's a lot of people in their 20s who are like, I don't want to be having kids and staying at home and bringing them up for the next 18 years. I want to enjoy myself while I'm young. I don't want to have kids till I'm older, till I'm settled, till I can give them a good life. Right, that makes sense. I mean, I didn't have Kathleen till I was 30. I worked in various different places. I moved to Edinburgh, moved to London, and eventually came back up here because, I'm used to small town life. But it sort of makes you think, where is it going? We were also talking today about, obviously because I work in construction, talking about reports that have come out with the amount of construction companies that have closed down. Now, I know there's a lot of delays in payments from larger companies to subcontractors. I know there's complaints are going through the roof because people are thinking they'll get money off the work, to the point that some contractors are going and digging up driveways that they've put in that people have refused to pay for. It's like, you're maybe refusing to pay, I can't afford to take you to court, but you're not going to get the benefit of the work I did for nothing. So there's all these sorts of things going on, and this is the older generation, as in my age, who have worked since they were 16, and they're getting to the stage now of, I'm not fighting for this. Do you know, I've done a good job, I'm good at my job, I know what I'm doing, I've done it for 20 years, and now I'm getting hassled for this, I'm getting hassled for that, people don't want to pay, there's so many more regulations, and they're just like, nah, I'm done. So there's a lot of small construction companies have closed down as well, and you're like, so who's going to fix things the next 20 years? Do you know, when I'm old and decrepit, who's going to fix the stuff in my house if it goes squinty? Because there's not the people coming through for the trades, and we need the trades, best of all in the world. You need someone to go up on your roof and fix the tiles, or the slates, or God forbid, the lead thingy bob, because that's very specialist. So, and construction's not the only industry that's happening in. There's a lot of industries where younger people are not wanting to come in because it's a hard job and you don't get the thanks, and they know because they're speaking to people who are like, oh, well, I just told them and I'm not paying for it. And like, well, why would I be doing that then if I go to you and you're not going to pay for it? And that means your neighbour's not going to pay for it. Do you know, people are just like, no interested. So then the question got to me, saying, well, what happened there? Does that mean then that you maybe have one or two local guys who only work locally with people they know? Like we were talking when I was at school, there was a lot of guys went into trades. So there's some of them I could phone just now, but they're getting old as well. So is there maybe going to be a couple of tradesmen in the local area and that's all you can call on? Are the big companies going to start falling by the wayside? See, interesting question. So yeah, pretty much tied myself in knots with this. So I thought I would just come and tell you, and you can tie yourself in knots as well. Because there's so many options, there's so many variables that can happen. But yeah, where do we go from here? Catch you later.